Hey guys, for everyone wondering about the Robotex starting back up, I want to show you where we're at because we're really close. So first of all, GTL, it was really important to get the tracking right because you know how we're doing the PayPal, the PayPal cycling through all the codes for everybody, right? That's like really a big idea that we're moving in, and it makes great sense. But since GTL is owned by the group of people involved in it, then it's really important to make sure to get this math straight. So you'll find there's a line of names and emails here, a kind of, great amount, but you guys can recognize yourselves in these, okay? Total dollar amounts put in, whether you came in through average funding, you came in through cold calls like robotexting, or you bought into the co-op, or you got dedicated projects, and different people got different combinations of these over the course of time, right? Well, we're still moving all of you forward. And the thing that we're doing now that makes the most sense is this whole robo-texting angle. Now, real quick, before I continue, I know all of you must be glancing at this. There's some guy there named David Bennett, with this odd email address. How do you pronounce that? And, he seems to have put in a whole lot of money, right? Basically half, in the development of this thing. And I want to say, I will get to that in a second, because no, that's not what's happening, but you'll understand. So we want to wait the way we're partitioning out, the PayPal codes and stuff according to who's doing what in the system. All you guys who've been supporting our growth and getting us this far, it's a really big deal. And we are so far along. You guys who've been following along, you know what's going on. You're really amazed. Some of you guys have just expressed in emails. You're really thoroughly excited about just how close we are. Now, and all you guys are getting benefited. And like I said, I promise you, we are paying attention. We are tracking it. Now, next thing we're going to do is make it visible in your accounts, like cold caller or edit your information. Probably in the next 24 hours, you're going to be able to see your total amount and percentage of the total so that you can verify it. So you can check your own PayPal records to make sure we're accounting for everything. And here's the part I want to get to, and that explains what's happening up here too. Here's the point. It has been really hard to get this right before we start doing this serious rollout, and here's why. There are 3 sections of the system that you can sign up to, right? Average funding, cold caller, LPE, okay? And then when you sign up to them, you could put different information in. You might put a different name, or you might put a different email address. Well, we found that really threw things off. So like we told everyone, make sure you use the same email address in all 3 sections of the system. We said it a lot, right? But not everyone did. So if you use 2 different email addresses, you look like 2 different people in this list. So let's say you make some kind of a cold caller payment under one email address and some kind of an average funder payment under a different email address. Well, we've got you here for the cold caller payment. We got you there for the average funder payment. But here's the problem now. When we asked for your PayPal codes under the cold caller section, you went there and put it in, right? But you didn't go under the average funder section and put it in there. So it looks like we got your payment for the cold caller, and down here some other guy's payment for the average, but for the PayPal, not everyone's gone and put in their codes, right? And what we noticed was it seemed that didn't this guy put the code in? Yeah, but didn't he put more money into the system? I thought so too. Here's what it was. The guy's PayPal email address would be his email or something in a different section of the system, and so it would look like 2 different people. So you're not getting credit for both on your PayPal code, right? That's a problem, and it's not your fault because, the stuff moves fast, so we want to make sure to take care of you guys right. So some of your information's mismatched. I'll give you another example. A guy will sign up to one section of the system with the name Jay, but another section of the system with Jeremy, okay? And if he used 2 email addresses when he did that, Jay's like a nickname. Maybe it could have been Dave and David, Mike and Michael, right? If he used 2 different email addresses, or like his main email and his PayPal email with 2 different names, okay, that's a problem. Because you look like 2 different people in the system. So if you do your PayPal code for us, but then you were 2 different people, we're only tracking some of your payments. Another one was somebody would sign up and their email address would be all lowercase, but then in a different section of the system they had the first letter was capital. kind of like saying support at like this, all lowercase, but then somewhere else the guy signed up with a capital SUPPORT at. Guess what? In our records, it looks like two different people. and we started to catch these and think, oh crap, we got to get this stuff in order. So we're kind of catching you along the way. And then some of you didn't know what your code was to log in with, and so you signed up a new account. Okay, and then you put your PayPal code in the latest one you signed up with. And so it looks like you have $0 in the system, and there's your PayPal code. And it's like, I think I know who that guy is, but he used a different email address to sign up because the system said his other email address was already in the system, but he didn't know how to log in with it. And so we've been fixing that. So we believe we have all of you fixed, and we're going to make these numbers available to you real soon so that you can just double check. All right. By then, we're probably going to have Robotex going anyway. We have a high degree of confidence now. And that brings me back to this. The reason that this looks like such a huge investment by David Bennett, half of the money, like half of the Robotex, that's not what's happening. The reason that for this is I had to accumulate the records into the system to get them into the system. At least that much got done. It's like of all the PayPal transactions for the past year and a half, those that applied to the system, I went through them all for the past year and a half. Okay, figured out the ones that are attached to the system and got them in. So they're in, but they're attributed to my ID until you guys create the appropriate account for me to move them to you. That brings me to the second screenshot. These are those guys. All right, let me see if I can like just blow, whoops. Okay, let me see if I can blow this thing up a bit, okay? Just want you guys to recognize yourselves, right? Okay, that worked. Yeah, there it is. All right, this is just the different payments that we recognized came in from, and we just did the unique listing of the same people. So this list of people is this list of people over here. These are the guys. Now, most of you, when you look at this, you're going to recognize yourself. You're going to recognize yourself. You're going to recognize yourself. You probably recognize yourself. I'll say this. Mike, this is you. Having to do with pools, okay? And this is, hello, Sophie, right? You recognize yourself, right? So I think all of you are going to recognize yourself in this list, okay? I sent you each, you should know who you are. I sent you each an email saying, please set this up, whatever it took in the email to fix the thing so I can get your credit to you instead of me, right? So it's all these, there's like 21 different accounts. That's why this number is so high, because it's accounting for me and 21 others all bundled together, right? So it's like an average of something like $6,000 each, something like that. That's what needs to be accounted for those guys. And I don't want to miss that. That's huge, right? It's some of our stronger funders, and then just whoever else was in there. We are trying to be as exact as we can, as fair as we can, as helpful as we can to get this stuff right so we can keep moving all you guys forward while we do this. That's the value of the group ownership, right? Is you guys are making it possible for us to keep doing this. What raises your percentages? Pay for Robotex. No reason to pay for AdWords funding right now because that's not the direction we're moving in at the moment. We'll get to it from the guys who respond on the Robotex. The Robotex is huge. You don't need to pay for LPE websites, dedicated or co-op just now. We've got a few things coming out that you guys are going to want to see. Some options that have to do with development level and some of the other things we're doing. I think you're really going to love it. Another thing too for the Robotex, let me just show you this in case you don't know. I think I'll wrap up with this really, and then we'll get some other things done. Take a look at this, mainroofer.com. Okay, now as you know, we got our mainroofer.com site. I should fill this in soon. By the way, I don't know if you guys ever saw this, right? I just want to make this point. Highest index so far by Google at one time, 37,600 pages, and we don't deserve it. I mean, that shouldn't have even happened. Okay, it's back down mostly now, right? Again, we still haven't put enough variability in. We've been working on the structure and the framework and tracking everyone and getting all this stuff to work. We'll come back to this. There's some other things that we've got in the works too. One of them is probably to lower the actual cost up front to get guys in the door more easily. But I want to make this point. Those of you who don't know, here's a short code concept we came out with. This is built to all Blitz projects. And we built a pitch page for Blitz projects as well for HTML. So if you get something separate from T to H, right, we'll also get you that pitch page concept so that you can put like a PayPal code or a Stripe code on it and offer it to each guy individually. Take a look at this. So what did I say before? We have 20,593 total guys in here, right? So that's like from 1 to 20,593, probably. If I go there, I think that's right. Yep, take a look. Now, if I try to go to 20,594, let me just show you, right? It's going to default to the main page, right? National Roofing Leads, because there's no one there. But if I take it down a notch, if I go to 20,592, okay, it's a different company altogether all of a sudden, right? And it's the pitch page, right? It's the guy with his information. It's the guy with his Google map. It's all talking to him about what it is we're offering him. And it's this whole idea that this PayPal button is not simply for me. That's what the purpose of this is for. To figure out how to weight these buttons for all of the guys who put their monies in fairly according to your investments to balance you out. Now, for all you guys who are a ways down and you're like, I only put in 600 or 800, you're still in the mix, okay? We're still going to include you. You're still going to have your PayPal codes up on a number of the pages that go up. Again, in this stack alone, we're talking about 15,593 real companies beyond 5,000 that are fake that we use for demo, okay? Just to have something to index, right? The rest are no index. Like this page right here, view page source, Control F, okay? No index. See it? Robots, Meta Robots, no index. This page is telling Google, do not index this page. Why? We did not get permission from this guy. That's how we feel about it, right? And also, he needs to pay before we promote him. Get the idea? But then, if he gives us permission, we'll promote him. All right, we could do other things with that, but I'm just going to stop on that point. What I want to say is this, though. So, this is the short codes that we can put into the Robotex, right? So I don't care if it's like a 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's 2,345. There's some guy there, some real guy that we're really going to send this to, and it's going to have somebody's PayPal code, right? So when they sign up, this goes directly to you. You get the payments. The guy may just go for the discounted. He might just say, screw it, I'm going to do that. They're going to put in their name. They're going to put in their email and buy. Okay, we should make a note here says something like you can pay whether you have a PayPal account or not. I'll make that clear. I mean, this image should make it clear, but I'll make it clear on the page. Now, here's the point there. Whoever gets this just needs to forward our wholesale payment out of it, whatever you would owe us minus your commissions, with the name and the email to us. Why? So that we can take care of this guy. We can actually send this guy the form asking for their company information, their address, their city, state, zip, their phone number, their email address for the form, okay? So that we can make sure all this is correct for them and that it says their email, right? We'll probably even say, hey, what's your Facebook and what's your Twitter? You know, stick it in for social link value. That's totally useful, okay? We'll just send them the form, they'll fill it in, send it back, and we'll do the work. We'll get the pages uploaded with the changes for them, and we'll set them to index instead of no index, okay? And that way, it resubmits to Google, and Google comes and takes a look and starts indexing, and so on. We build from there, okay? So there you go. Totally useful, right? Totally useful. Now, the other thing I want to say is this. We can come out with multiple pitches. So take a look at this. If I put a -1, not 2,594, say 2,059. If I put a -1 at the end of any of these numbers, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 20,593-1. It's a different pitch. Buy this website. Get weekly, leads in your city of, in this case, Gibbs, North Dakota. Get weekly Gibbs leads, right? Buy this website, and they can get a website. Guess what this is going to mean? We'll want a second PayPal code for this thing, right? That way you can set up a second button, and we can cycle through that. So this is in the works. But right now, what is it? Upsell. If we know who it is that got us the main sale, right? The one at the regular link, 2059, Gibbs, right? Gibbs leads, activate your listing here. This is the one here where you got your code. Then we know who you are for this. But as you know, the idea is get up on the other pitch as well, right? Now that one's cool because this website sells. So you would take in a full sale and you would send us the commission version of it. Now, because we get our commissions off of these, you can rest assured that we are backing this with all of our might, right? We really want these things to come out well. And we can cycle everyone into the process who's involved, right? And as we do different website releases, you guys can get in on those. How do you do it? Co-op in. Pay for some Robotex or whatever. We'll have some number of people that we put into a group, for each launch, something like that, and you guys can fill in those slots. More on that later, because right now we got to get this one finished. We're trying to turn this right to cash cow status, and we're like that close, and we know it, and you know it by now. The guys who are emailing us know it. Everyone's like, can you fill this in? It's like, I'll do that soon. I really don't know what to say. We're so close. But anyway, so the only thing we're really waiting for to get the rest of the work done are those last few guys to fill in the last stuff I was asking about, right? Okay, so all of you guys, and some of you have already been doing it, okay? There we go. Okay, this right here, please go and do what we said so you don't miss out, because that's it. This is the last time I can make this offer clear, and just make sure that you guys are taken care of. This guy's already done it, and so is this person, and so is that. And I know it because these records are green now, actually. But the rest of these, especially the yellows, I need you to go set this up inside your system the right way. Okay? That way I can take care of you. All right. Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait. All right. Talk to you after a bit. Yeah, we'll be Robotexing. I guess we should just start tomorrow. Whoever it is that signed up, we're going to go ahead and figure out the percentages, roll that through the system, and then launch. We got a lot of credits sitting around. We have a lot of places to contact. We can just tear off with it. For every few thousand that we throw out, say 3,000 contacts we make, If you're in the listing, I don't know. Let's say you're in 300 of the PayPals or something out of 3,000, and then let's say 140 hit cell phones, and let's say out of that 140, like 5 or 6 people come and they're staring at the page with your PayPal button on it. Every time we do that run, right, then you might pick up some retail payments starting to pay you, okay, and then you just send us wholesale, and we just do the work. And then every time they make you another payment, you just send us the wholesale so that we don't reassign the pages to anyone else. And then as we expand, it'll be more industries with rentals, and also for all these guys, upsells, right? Any one of these guys can want to get a whole site for themselves for the power that we're putting out. All right, I think that's it. I think you get the point. Okay, I'll talk to you after a bit. Take care.